guys, welcome to Reseller News. My name is Rjpasini. For those who are new to my YouTube channel, I do the Reseller News. I do sneak peek videos, demo videos, and intro videos. And today I'm going to be talking about this topic here is going to be Reseller News. And I pull a lot of my information, in case a lot of you guys are wondering, off of Google Alerts. I belong to other sites that keep me abreast of what's going on in eBay reselling, Amazon, and Etsy, and so forth. And I just want to share this news with you guys. I go through the pages. I got quite a few links opened up. I don't read verbatim because it'd be too much. We'd be here for hours. I have a lot of alerts to talk about, but I can't do it in this video because, like I said, again, it'll take too long. So I just want to share quite a few interesting things I feel are of interest. And the rest is up to you. I will tell you the sites I get the information from, and then you can go back and look at the site, go check them out for yourself. So I'm going to be with you shortly, so just hang in there. I'll be right back with you. Thanks again. Okay guys, I'm back. Here we go over here. Remember I was telling you I get my information from certain sites. This one here, I love this site here. It's e-commerce bites. And unfortunately I have to put my glasses on because I need them for reading, but let's get started here. As you can see on the top here, I got quite a bit of windows opened up here. I don't know if you see that, but there's quite a bit of windows, and I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to try to run through this as quick as possible. I don't want to, take too much of your time because I know other people you guys got things to go on. But anyway, let's get started. This is from E-commerce Bites. Ina Steiner, I believe, is the editor. Well, she is the editor, and I also think is the founder and owner of it as well. Over here, it says over here November 8th, this came out Wednesday. I would have done a Reseller News yesterday, but I got pretty booked up doing my own stuff, so I wasn't able to get to it as I should have. Anyway, so eBay sent an urgent warning to sellers and violation sweep. I know what they're talking about here. I've been getting this here. I thought I got quite a bit of them corrected. And apparently I still have the one that have the HTT removal thing that had to get rid of those there. But this is what it comes up with: immediate action required, remove policy and other security or security violations from your listings. We're writing you to let you know that as of November 8, 2017, some of your listings are in violation of eBay policies and require immediate update. This is exactly what I've been getting. It says over here it's been redacted of your listings contained or space open parentheses s non-secure HTTP content starting October 2017. Google Chrome, the browser used almost on half of eBay. All eBay sellers will begin displaying the messages not secure in the address bar when users visit the state HTTP pages or HTTP pages, and so on and so forth. And what they're telling you is eBay they want you to go in there and rectify your listings to make sure you have no HTTP content in your listings, because again it's going to show up as non-secure. So I thought I got a lot out, and they said they sent me one the other day. I think it was yesterday, that had 21 that needed to be looked at, and I've been working on them. And I seen it right. I do have old listings that do have things that had to be corrected and be removed. So that's what that's in regards to. For those who who are getting these notices, I don't think eBay is going to take your listings off. I don't think it is. Excuse me. But it says over here, non-compliant listings will soon be blocked. Well, okay, here we go. Okay, last time I heard a while back that we're going to still let you, keep your listings up there, and this wasn't going to be an issue. But now it seems over here they changed up their warning sign here. So now I guess it will be blocked. That could be another reason why certain things of mine ain't selling, and which stands to reason, But the last time, like I said, when I heard it a while back, I didn't hear anything about them being blocked. Now they're saying that, looking at this here, it says non-compliant listings will soon be blocked. Okay, so they're giving you a fair warning, So if you have a lot of them out there, hundreds, well, if you're a person who has thousands of them, I only have 362, I think, up there, and it does take some time. So I couldn't fathom the idea of having thousands up there and changing all that stuff over. You'd be up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week probably doing it. At least I would. I'm a single person that does this by myself. Although I could ask my family to help out and intercede in a situation like this, but This is my gig. I got to do it. So, but thank God I only have. Well, now I think I'm down to like 10 or 15, something like that, between that. So that's not too bad. I can probably get that done within a couple of hours. But anyway, if you don't have it, folks, if you're not aware of it, you're getting that message. If you're getting an immediate reaction required, look into it, because they're telling you right now, looking at this here, on this bottom one here, it says some sellers also received this warning, and they're letting you know that non-compliant listings will soon be blocked. So if you want your listings to show up, make sure you rectify that problem. Okay, going on to the next one here. Here we have over here questions about new eBay returns and refunds. It says eBay launched new returns and refund practices as reported in the news flash today. A reader suggests that we put this on the blog as well. And then it goes on to tell you about what's going on. The first is the change is called automatic acceptance of returns, and it says over here, which occurs when buyers have paid for shipping, have paid the shipping costs. You got to read more on this here, folks. Like I said, I got quite a bit of topics to talk about, and I know you're probably saying, geez, you're throwing out little tidbits of information. Be more thorough and read it. Just to give you guys a heads up, the reason why I do this here is for people who do sell on eBay, Etsy, Amazon. It's to give you guys, make you aware, for those who are followers too. And by the way, by the new followers, thank you so much for following me. I really appreciate it. I would love to have this YouTube channel grow into hundreds of thousands, or maybe, who knows, maybe millions of subscribers in years to come. And I say years to come because that's probably how long it'll take if I even get that far. That's why I'm even doing stuff like this here. Right? Who's to say what tomorrow holds, right? But I put this stuff out there for you guys to look it up and read about it. Maybe you're not familiar with it. Let's face the facts, folks. On the internet, there are thousands upon thousands of thousands of information out there, and that's why, like you want to discuss with my family. There's a thing we always use, that terminology, information overload. There is so much stuff going on out there, and so much websites, and so much new information coming out on reselling and stuff like that. It's totally impossible for one person like myself to make that that is something that I can get everything balled up into one news, reseller news segment here. But anyway, if you see over here, it says over here they're going to be, the policies changing with that there. You might want to read up on this here as well. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. You could also look at the blog archives too. It goes back from to 2012 in case you're interested in here. I've had a couple of returns recently, and one buyer had purchased something off of me. It was a phone, a Panasonic phone, I believe it was, I sold. And I usually test all the items I get, and I did test it, and it did work. I tested on my own phone. And when the buyer got it, the buyer stated that the battery wasn't holding charge. And I told the buyer that it wasn't holding the charge. The battery's going to probably need to be updated, whatever. And the buyer asked, rather than send it back, if I could send them an additional $4, they would set the $4 in regards to that there, and they would just call it a wash. The guy said, if necessary, I'll throw it out, whatever, rather than send it back. Whether the buyer does it or not, that's totally up to them. But that's what was going on with that part. Anyway, again, you could read up on this here. This is again about talking about the new eBay returns and refunds. This was from Tuesday, November 7th, and again, it's on the e-commerce bite blog. Okay, so you can check that one out as well. Again, I don't read all these verbatim. I kind of throw the information out there, pepper it out there, so to speak, and let you guys decide if whether you want to read them or not. If you feel they're worth reading, that's totally up to you. So without further ado, let's go over here. This is going to be something with Amazon. Amazon lowers 3P seller price, an unprecedented move. Again, it says Amazon is lowering the price of some products offered for sale by third-party merchants through the special discounts, but is giving the sellers the full retail price when the items sell. You could check into this stuff here, folks. I don't do much selling on on Amazon, and the reason why I don't do a lot of selling on Amazon is because they have a lot of restrictions and certain things you got to be approved with, and I really don't have the time to go through. I think I talked about this once before. I was selling, I think it was something with Sony, and they wanted me to get a letter from the Sony Corporation, I believe. I guess I was stating to them that I'm allowed to sell this particular item. I don't know if it was a camera or whatever it was. And I said to myself, this is ridiculous. And then on top of it, had to pay a fee with it as well. So, you know, it kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. One thing I got to say about eBay versus Amazon, they have stringent rules, but not as bad as Amazon. I mean, I'm going to show you something in a minute here. I'm going to bump over here for a second, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But here you can see over here, let me just make this a little bigger here. Whoop, sorry guys, let me just back over here again. As you can see over here, it says over here, dear sellers, as we previously announced, the holiday selling guidelines for toys and games store will go into effect November 17, 2017. Sellers must meet the set guidelines to sell toys, games through the game store through the remainder of the year. And it says, we regret to inform you that you do not meet the holiday selling guidelines, and we have removed your ability to sell fulfilled items in the toys and games store during the holiday season. Amazon will notify you at the end of the holiday season when the restriction has been removed. In order to view your listings, I don't have any listings on there. I did have a couple things listed on there, you know, like videos and stuff like that. I made them inactive because I don't really sell them. I haven't been really getting too much feeds. But then again, I'm not really advertising heavily on Amazon, so I could expect that. And no hard feelings taken. It says to you, actions to manage inventory control. It says towards the upper left hand and go on and so forth, and then it says, please do not create new toys listed until further notification regards Amazon. Look, it is what it is, you know. If that's their golden rule, that's how they want to do things, that's fine with me. Like I said, I'm not a big Amazon seller. I'd be honest with you, I never really had too much luck with it. I mean, I only sold a few items, but it wasn't something for me to write home about, and you know, I'll see what happens. I don't know. Right now, it's not for me, you know. If I do decide, we'll see what happens going forward. It says over here, here's an example of a board game offered by a 3-piece seller who listed it for $46.56. Amazon shows a listing with the price crossed out and sell price of $42.88, and then it says, and then displays the following: you say $368, 8% discount provided by Amazon. And then it goes on, talks a little about that. Again, you could read up on this here. All this information, I'm getting a lot of the things you're going to see now are from the e-commerce bites, okay? So just type in e-commerce bites and you can read all these stories if you choose to. Let's go to the next one here. eBay paranoia sets threats against sellers and buyers. It says over here, another day, another letter from the seller who reports a problem trying to answer questions from the buyer. Sellers aren't complaining about the policy itself. They already know that they aren't supposed to take transaction off of eBay. Well, we already know that, folks. You know that. I've heard that many times before, that you know, you're not supposed to go out of eBay's little you know, collation of doing business. We know that they're like, if you're selling something on eBay, it's supposed to be sold on eBay, and you know, it's not one of these type of deals. Listen, you get the guy on the side or whoever, and you say, look, well, how about we just go off of eBay and you come to my website and buy the item, and we'll leave it at that. We know you can't do that there. But again, that's what's going on here, and like it says over here, the problem is how eBay is enforcing the policy as it sits its bots on the user in a frenzy of paranoia. You know, just follow their guidelines. It's their site, guys. If you don't want to follow, you don't want to play the game, then you know, try selling on your own or on your own website or whatever. But when you're in there, when you're on their platform, you know, you got to play the game. So that's the way it is, you know. So, but again, you know, this came out November 8th, as you can see up here, 2017. This is not old news, this is new. So keep that in mind. The other one over here, we have over here, PRC approves USPS 2018 postage rate. You know, I tell you the truth, I wanted to say something really quick. I had a printer that was on there for the longest time, and the buyer, potential buyer, had made a best offer. I accepted it, and the buyer later on looks at it and, you know, messaged me back and says, hey, what's with the postage? It's so expensive. I told the buyer, I said, well, it all depends on your location, and of course it's the weight that has a lot to do with it. I think when the postage rate goes up, I think that's going to dampen a little of the sales here. You might want to get items. This is just I'm just throwing it out there, guys. You might want to get items that are not so heavy and stuff like that, because I sell printers, and sometimes the printers range. I just sent one out today. It was like 25 pounds, and you know, the postage on it though wasn't going too bad if it's a local shipping. This one was going to, I believe, somewhere in Connecticut, not in the East Coast, New York over here, so it wasn't too bad. Okay, considering. I think the total postage came for that was what? I think it was $18 and change. Now, if it was going to California, you know, when you go into, and then you go by different zones, I know that the postage rate would have been a lot more for that. This person who called me up, who messaged me on eBay, was in the state of Iowa, and I think the postage was for that same printer. They backed out of it to say, I think it was like $38, something like that. Now, I'm not throwing numbers out there. I don't guesstimate with the printer. I don't sit there saying, this feels like it's a 25 or a 30 pound. I have one of those scales that go to, I think, 115 pounds. To be honest with you, I, as an eBay reseller, am not going to sell anything 115 pounds and deliver it and sell it out. I can't. I'm getting older. I'm not going to start lifting heavy things like that. I did buy a scale that I think goes up to 115 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the weight limit. And that's all I want. Actually, even that's too much. But anyway, when I put it on there, the scale showed 25 pounds. Okay. What I do is, like I said, I package, when I get the printer, I package it all up, put the bubble wrap or whatever it is around it there, and then I weigh it up, and that's how I determine the weight factor. Okay. Sometimes with little things, I always say there's another rule of thumb I use. If it's something small, and if it's something 2 or 3 pounds, and it's out of the box, it's just, there's nothing on it, there's no wrapping around, no box, whatever, and let's say it's 2 or 3 pounds, I would add, depending on the size again, and what I feel like, if it can go first class or parcel, then that we can take it from there. But I usually tag on an extra pound, just to cover the packaging and the padding and everything else that goes along with it, the packing material, because that does increase the weight. Okay, believe it or not, people may say, well, it can't. It does, believe me. I've done it many times over, where I've taken an item where it was a couple of pounds, let's say 2 or 3 pounds, and out of the box with nothing on it, no packaging whatsoever. And what I usually do is I'll add a pound to it, okay? And that pound usually covers it. It's just I'm right on target with it, so to speak, when I add that extra pound, because now I'm packing them. I'm using a box, and then when I put the packing material in there, and it brings it right up to snuff. So I've been pretty good with that there. And no, I am not overcharging anybody for as far as packaging, as far as like postage, But that's the thing. If the postage rates go up again, yeah, I think people will. That will be the determining factor. It is with me. If I see something that's too expensive, I mean, sometimes I go on eBay and I will see items there, ridiculous. You might be selling something like a stapler, and it might be for like a small little thing like this. Might be $1, but the postage might be $6 or $7. When the thing, you're lucky this thing weighs maybe 4 or 5 ounces. Okay, I mean that's ridiculous. That's literally you're making your money back on the postage, not so much the item. I don't play the game that way. Okay, so you'll see what I'm talking about. Go check it out if you see some kind of crazy items listed on there, and the item itself is cheap, but the postage is expensive. I've seen it many times over. Maybe I don't want to get into it because it's not right to talk about other people's things. You check it for yourself. Anyway, let's move right along here. Here we got over here NBC reality show feature on Etsy and trend expert. Apparently Etsy CEO Josh Silverman announced that the marketplace will be involved in a new NBC primetime reality TV series, Making It. That's pretty interesting. I like to see stuff like that there. As a matter of fact, this just enlightened me because I like to watch this as well. Anything that deals with selling, like last night on what was Wednesday, at 8 o'clock I believe it was, Antique Roadshow goes on. I don't know if you know, it's a PBS show. It goes on. It was on channel 21, and it went on at 8 o'clock, and it's on for an hour. It's from 8 to 9. And they talk about, antiques and lamps and you name it, they talk about it, Civil War items, photos, pictures, whatever, you name it, they talk about it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but it's called the Antique Roadshow, and it's on the PBS website, TV, but you can see it on their PBS website as well. But check it out, and I'm glad that, Josh Silverman, the CEO of Etsy, is going to be, is involved with NBC with that there. I'd like to definitely watch it while making it. And you guys might want to check it out too as well. So check that out. And that's what we got going with that there. Again, I'm not going to read the rest of it. I know it's not that much to read in this particular one, but again, you can follow up with it. Let's see what else we got over here. Let's go to the next one. All right, what's this one here? eBay sellers should watch for make an offer change. I'll be honest with you. I have all my listings on make an offer, and I'll be honest with you guys. For those who do sell with auctions, the auction, or I do fixed price, and I'll be honest with you, I've been having pretty good luck with it. These past couple days, I've been making sales, but I also have been dropping my prices as well. Okay, I need to get rid of, I'm not even really sourcing. The other day, people probably think I'm crazy, but my thrift stores that I deal with around the area, they had a 50% off. And usually I like to take advantage of it because 50% is pretty good, considering. And I didn't do it. I didn't go. This is like the first time in a long time I have not gone to the thrift store when I had half price, 50% off. I didn't want to bother with it because I have not a lot. I mean, I'm not saying 362 items is a lot, but when you have 362 items that's been sitting for God knows how long and you're not doing anything, it's just they're stagnant, they go anywhere. I'm not going to keep sourcing for more items. Okay, I did mention this in my last video, I think one of my videos, that once the printers sell, I'm not buying, I don't think I'm going to be buying any more printers. That's going to be probably not for me. And the reason why, because I make custom-made boxes. And if anybody has made custom-made boxes, you will know it is annoying doing it. It's, I got to take the box down, because when you're measuring for a box, you're not getting a box that's custom towards that item, like a fit. You got to sit there, literally measure how much inches in between the top, the bottom, the four corners to pad it up, and it's annoying. I mean, to me, I find it to be annoying. It takes me, when I do the printed boxes, I don't know, to make a box like that with the proper packaging and stuff, to pack it up, probably around, I'm talking about making a custom box with the measurement stuff, probably about between 10-15 minutes, and then that's just crafting the box, and then I have to use other cardboard inserts to make it where everything is packed on front, side, and top and bottom. To me, I'm finding it to be a little annoying, a little time consuming. The boxes aren't that expensive. I buy it at the Walmart, the 18 by 18, 60 by 64, 24 by 64. And those boxes, they work great for me. They're a perfect size for small printers. But again, I don't want to get involved in that. So I think whatever printers you see on there, folks, on my listings, I think once those remainers are gone, you probably most likely will not see me doing more printing, selling printers. Apparently, I might be selling the guitars, the Xbox 360 guitars, the PS3, and I think even those I'm starting to get a little petered out. I don't really care to sell too much of those, so those type of items, again, those are custom-made boxes. I'm trying to get away from that. What items are going to get, that'll be upcoming. I'll tell you that there as time goes on. If I can liquidate all 362 items, that would be great. Start fresh and get nice items that I think would be that'll attract buyers. I mean, the stuff I have on there, I have a lot of views. I have some watches, but again, they've been sitting there for God knows how long. So I don't think I'm going to be doing too much sourcing. If I do go, and I do go just to check out what's out there, I might pick up maybe one or two little items. If you look on my listings, I sell a lot of eyeglass cases. I've been selling a lot of those there. They're easy to ship out. Very cost effective. Like I said, I get the big envelopes from a dollar store and I cut them in pieces, and I can make out of one envelope I can get 4, and that works perfect with the eyeglass cases. Anyway, moving right along over here, you can see this over here. Dear Ryan, I woke up today to find 3 listings have been changed to make an offer. All right, now what they're talking about here is it used to be best offer, and now it's make an offer. What's the big deal? I mean, I don't make a big thing over it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these are people that, it says over eBay customer service reps were caught unaware, as I was, but this new feature that I'll begin, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. I mean, they're making a big thing over it. Then stuff here, bottom here, changing your prices. Wow, whatever. To me, it's not a big deal. I've been using it, making an offer, and I tell you the truth, for me personally, I think it's been working pretty well. Let's go to the next one here. Seller finds eBay relist is already sold unique items. I've been relisting my items for quite some time now. Since I've been doing this for over a year and a half. It's going to be 2 years in June. It says to me, "Dear Ina, I sell one-of-a-kind antiques and collectibles on eBay and have done so since 2002. Have completed more than 31,000. That's great, 31,000 transactions. Wow, that's I wish I could do that. This year I have experienced 22 items selling again after they previously sold. Even though I have not relisted the items and they're no longer available." Well, you know, I don't know if this guy's referring to when it comes to good to cancel. I've been finding a problem like this. I just want to, this is kind of like relating to this type of thing, maybe. Maybe I could be off. I also work with, well, you guys all heard of Bonanza. And here's the problem. I'm kind of like relating something to this here, to this along with this person saying, with eBay, once the item sells, if it's, because this is what happened to me. I had an item on eBay, and you know, if you go to Bonanza, you can import your eBay listings on Bonanza from Amazon, eBay, and Etsy. I believe you can import them on Amazon. Bonanza. Now, here's the thing, folks. If you have an item that sells on eBay, right, and Bonanza does not update right away, and you have a buyer from Bonanza wants to buy that same thing, that's where the problem lies. Not so much with eBay, because it already sold on eBay. The problem lies because now the buyer from Bonanza is thinking, "Hey, I can get that item," and then you got to message the buyer back, tell them, "Sorry, the item is sold," and so on and so forth. I guarantee you, you're probably not going to take the buyer from Bonanza and have to pay him. But here's the problem, and what I'm trying to say: when you sell something on eBay, and it is most likely buying for preference. Go back to Bonanza, go to your editing listing, and delete that out. Because I'm telling you that more than once on Bonanza, some guarantees, I don't know if the algorithm is messed up. It didn't update. I have to do that a couple of times. It's so bad. So well, that's the case. Go to Bonanza. Go down, you're done. But I do it because it's like, where one doesn't sell, the other picks up. Okay. So if I'm going to sell it, I'm going to sell it and vice versa. Bonanza, I saw you coming up now. I think you go. Nothing to write home about. I like their ads. I think like it is like the way they do their ads. They make it sound like it's good. I hope it's really well. To returning items to small sellers. Yes, it does sound far-fetched, but what I have noticed as sales have gone down drastically, especially in 2017, is that the number of returns that have skyrocketed, right? Returns that have skyrocketed, right? The numbers do not make sense when you compare the current high number of returns with low sales versus the past low number of returns with high sales. You know something? I'll be honest with you. I know how this person feels about all of this stuff here, about the returns, some of that. I had too many problems in that as far as returns. You know, to me, I'm so far I'm okay with that. I don't know, this person, you got to read a little more about this here. It goes on. It's kind of a lot. Well, not a lot, but I don't want to keep reading too much into it. But I can imagine how they must feel about that there. I know it, I kind of like get their sense of what they're going through. But hey, I have my share of returns too, folks. So I know what they're going through. But again, you could read this one on e-commerce bites. Let's move right along. Postmaster General narrates new USPS TV commercial. Okay, well that's nice. This is the U.S. Postal Service launched a new TV holiday marketing campaign. Includes TV commercials. The Postmaster General, Megan G. Brennan, is narrating a 60-second spot and ads that will throughout the holiday shopping season. Well, that's nice. That's good to know. What are you going to also throw in there? Are you going to tell them that the postage rates are going up as well? No, I know, but they're going to talk about, you know, probably getting your stuff prepped and ready to go out for the Christmas holiday, which is good. I mean, that's good, you know. I use the Postal Service exclusively. I don't use FedEx or UPS. I like the Postal Service. I like the idea that they give you discounts when you're, you know, as an eBay top-rated seller, you get some nice little discounts. Not the greatest discounts, but it's a discount, and you can save some money. So for me, I like them. I love the U.S. Postal Service. Like I said, I use them exclusively. So, but that's my thing, you know. Anyway, next thing again here, Amazon to open a 4th Maryland fulfillment center. And again, we know, we all know where Amazon's going. It is the 900-pound gorilla in the e-commerce retail sector. We know that, you know, Jeff Bezos is doing phenomenal things with his company, and I'm going to talk a little about that, about the Amazon Key Thing program he's got there. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Over here, it says over here, Amazon announced that we'll open a 4th Maryland fulfillment center along the state-owned center. Amazon said 855,000 square foot facility will fulfill such items such as electronics, books, housewares, and toys. I tell you, kudos to Jeff Bezos. He's a very smart man. He's doing wonders with that company, and I have to honestly say it's amazing, you know, what he's doing with it. And a lot of people blame Amazon for putting a lot of companies out of business, the small mom and pops businesses, even the giant retailers. I was watching NBR last night. It's Nightly Business Report on PBS channel, and that goes on at East Coast time, 11 o'clock on the East Coast on PBS channel 21. And they were talking about how Target's going to be closing some stores. As we all know, Sears is hurting. They're going to be closing a number of stores, and it's kind of sad. But from what I understood from NBR, that the stores are going to be closing. They're going to be, you know, well, here's the thing with Target. They're going to close stores, but they're closing the ones, the non-performing stores that are not doing good in sales, which makes sense. And they're going to open up some more, but small. I think a little smaller. They downsize their stores a little, from the way I understood it. And with Sears, we know Sears is running into some kind of financial crisis there. They're not doing as good as we thought. We have a Sears over here in the East Coast and a couple of towns over. And I heard they're going to close that Sears up. And that's been around, my gosh, since my daughters were born. We used to always go there, the wife and I, and buy the kids' clothes. I used to buy my own suits and stuff there, like, you know. And you know, when I go there, you know, we go there today. When I go with the kids and stuff like that, we look around and say, "Oh, you remember Dad when you used to buy the clothes for us when we were little kids?" And it's, you know, that store always seemed, it never seemed packed, even around the holidays. It never. It's amazing it survived, but you know, I guess the mother corporation, wherever, I think with it located in Chicago, whatever, was probably, you know, keeping the rent going on that they're paying for, because to be honest with you, I don't know how that store survived. It always seemed dead. You hardly seen people walking around there, but I heard that's one that's going to close, and they've been around. Oh my gosh, that store's been there probably at least 35, 40 years that I can remember. I used to bring my car there to get it serviced, put tires in there, you know, the Sears batteries and all that stuff there, and they've been around for a while. A long time, and I heard they're going to close it, and they're going to knock that. I don't think they're going to knock it down or build up on it, but they're going to make apartments or something like that, or office buildings. Like, we need more office buildings in that area. Anyway, so that's what's going on with that. But I want to, if I don't forget, I want to talk about the Amazon Key thing there, Key service. I'll talk to that, even if I don't forget. Next thing, moving on. He has eBay partners with Airtasker in Australia. Again, he's sort of the eBay partner with Airtasker in Australia, encouraging sellers to hire gig workers from the marketplace to help them list the items on eBay marketplace. Okay, and you can read a little about that there. I'm sorry if I seem rushy. I just don't want to spend too much time with this stuff here because I know I have a lot of stuff to talk about here, and it's going to be too long. Amazon raises fees for Mexico marketplace. Okay, so in the Mexico marketplace, their fees are going to be going up. That's the only thing that always drives me crazy about Amazon. Their fees are a little more expensive than eBay's, to be honest with you, and that's another thing that always turns me off. I don't know how it is for you guys, but it turns me off. Moving right along here, eBay launches auto returns and a new refund option. I didn't get a chance to see this here. Let's see, eBay launched new returns and refund practices that were previously announced as part of the full sell update. The first is automatic acceptance of returns, which occurs when the buyers have paid for shipping costs. Be sure to check what happened in the case of buyer's remorse. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be it's going to go off really well with a lot of sellers. Anyway, I don't know. I don't want to get into that. Let's move right along. I have my things about that. eBay launches auto returns. Okay, new friend, we got that. I think we just seen that there. Let's get. I think I got that twice here. Let's see. Etsy announces plans for site-wide holiday promotion. Again, we know that we've seen in the previous segment of this year what Etsy's going to go on. MSNBC with Making, I believe it's called. That day it's going to be a show that's coming on, and that ought to be interesting. I'd like to definitely check that out as well. And moving right along here, another Etsy grows GMS 13% in the third quarter. Well, that's good to hear. I don't know if any of you guys sell on Etsy. I'm thinking about selling on Etsy. I toyed around to have an account with them, but I never really delved in it to see what it's all about. I probably will check into it and see what I can do with it. I know there's also Pinterest too. You know, there's other platforms out there, but I don't know. Sometimes I hear other sellers talking about selling stuff on Etsy and stuff like that. It's like wishy-washy, like, it's good and bad type of thing, you know? I don't know. Who knows? It is what it is. And then over here, here we have over here e-commerce EKG. These talk about different things here. I like these here. They're not bad. They talk a little about certain things. People will come in and they talk about different topics here. So you might want to check that out if you're, you know, if you're on the e-commerce bite site. Check out e-commerce EKG and read a little more about that there. Here we got eBay removes Hawaiian sand listings. Now, I heard this on Tuesday's eBay radio. They were talking about the you know, people selling sand from Hawaii. I heard it on eBay radio, and you know, you can see the sand varies from parts of Hawaii, range from price of $350 to $35. And the Hawaiian Tribune Herald said, you know, it says over here it's illegal to remove sand, coral, rocks or soil from the shoreline, although it is taken inadvertently on clothing or toys isn't exempt. Look, you know, I remember, if I have a book, I think I did it once before, and if you look at my old listing, you know, my YouTube videos, I did one where somebody was selling snow from New York, upstate New York. It was a snowball. They took a piece of snow, you know, made a pack of snowball, put it in the refrigerator, whatever, froze it, and then I don't know if they put it, I don't know how they sent it to the buyer. But supposedly they sold it. You know, it was a snowball from upstate New York, the first snow, and I said own a piece of New York or whatever it was, and they sold it. You know, so I mean, you're talking snow as opposed to beach sand, but people say, yeah, but snow is snow. You know, it comes from the atmosphere, whatever, and frozen water, whatever. But this is beach sand. I can understand, you know, because of the beach erosion and stuff like that. I can see why they would not like the idea of people taking beach sand and, you know, putting it in a cup or whatever and selling it. When I went to Bermuda on a cruise, they had pink sand there. You know, who thought about it? If I was back then, if I was a seller on eBay, I could have said, hey, I got this Bermuda sand, it's pink sand, I'm going to put it on eBay and sell it. It probably would sell too, you know, I mean, whatever. But that's what you got going on. They don't want you selling Hawaiian sand. So if you go on a Hawaiian trip, and you could probably, I'm sure people would take some of them anyway, but if you sell on eBay, they're not going to be too happy with you. So just keep that in mind. Here's another thing here. Why are people selling Isaac Newton 50% pieces for crazy money on eBay. Don't know. This is the first time I heard of it. That's why I'm sharing with you guys. You could read up on it. It says, well, there are crazy auctions at crazy sums. They got no bids, of course, and coin collecting blog, Coin Checker ranks it as common. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they're worth money or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't own any Isaac Newton coins, but I just thought I'd share that with you. This here, by the way, folks, was off of Metro-co-uk. So this comes from the UK, but what do I know? I thought I'd share with you. I thought it'd be something to check into. And last but not least, well, before I get into that, I just wanted to talk a little about, I want to see if I can bring it up here really quick, folks. Let's see here. I just want to see if because before I forget, Amazon Key Program, I think it is, right? Keyword or Key Program. Or Key Service, whatever. I think it's that. I'm not sure. Let's see. Key Services. Let's see if this is the one here. They had it on their Amazon Key is a new key. I'll be honest with you guys. This is The Verge. I'm pulling this information off here. I don't think I have a picture of it. I know they had it where for $249, I believe it was, the Amazon Key. Yeah, this is what it is, folks. You get a special lock. You get the camera, and I guess you do it with the your cell phone. And the way I understand it to work is you install this on here in your system, right? In your door lock, you take your door lock off, whatever. That's the inside of it. That's how the outside will look. Or vice versa. No, that's how the outside, I guess. Whatever, either way. You'll have a camera poised at your door. I heard this on NBR News Nightly Business Report. And I think what happens is the courier gets the code. Now, I don't know if you supply the code to them or whatever, but it shows you in the NBR News that the courier opens your door and puts the package in and closes the door and leaves. They were saying there might be some little, situations that may arise from it, meaning that if you have dogs, like I say, you have German Shepherds or Dobermans, or let's say watchdogs in the house, and the buyer, the delivery man who's delivering your Amazon packages, gets the access code, whatever, to get into your house and to drop the packages off. The dogs could run out and get loose, right? If that happens, anything can happen. If they're vicious dogs or whatever the situation is, they can go out and bite people, whatever, or attack the delivery guy, and that wouldn't be good. And the other thing is the question arises: how do you feel about having somebody having access to come into your home with that there to drop the packages off? Look, it's a nice concept. I think it may work. I don't know. They had one person, I think, that used it, and yes, the camera that you see here is poised at your door. I guess it's wide area view. I guess you can see, it's there. So I mean, it is a good security feature. I think it could work. Me personally, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I would be a little off with it, a little nervous about that. Having somebody, come into my house, not to hang out, but even to drop packages off, it makes me a little nervous. I don't know how you guys feel. I think it's gonna, probably work. It may work for, Amazon. I hope it does. I know they're going to do the drone delivery thing, but that had to be within a certain proximity. I don't remember drones. Amazon's going to have drone delivery, so that might be, that must be another thing to look out for. I don't know what to tell you guys. If you want to check into it, I think the price. I don't know if they had the price on here. This is what I think it would look like. That's the camera you would get, and again, you could read the service. I found out about this here through. You could turn on a video here and watch it. Like I said, I don't want to make this go too long, this video, folks. Individual cloud cams course $120. You got to read up on it. I think the kit itself, from what I heard off NBR, I think it was $249. Okay, I think that's what you get. And I think you get, like I said, you get the lock with it, and you get the camera. However, I don't see a price here. I just see cloud services. You might want to check into this, guys. Like I said, me personally, I don't think it's for me. I wish Jeff Bezos all the best luck in the world with this here. Hope it works for him. I don't have no problems with it. But you know, for me at this point in time, it's I'm not too crazy about it. If you guys want to leave a comment and tell me how you feel about it, if you know anybody that is using it or is thinking about using it, or I don't know if this is just a prototype thing that's coming into play, or if it's actually in use. If there are people out there that want to, you know, give a shout out and say, oh no, I got it, I use it, it's great, you know, this and so on and so forth, so be it. So yeah, I just wanted to touch that base because I was thinking about the Amazon thing. Going back over here, let's see, is there another window here, or is that the end of it? Let's see. Oh, I guess that's the end of it. The only thing I do want to say, I'm going to go to my email thing here. Oh, we've seen this here. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, folks, eBay has it where it's eBay Radio, okay? And you can subscribe to Lee Maribor at, you know, Ask Lee and whatever at voicemarketing.com. If you guys don't follow, you know, if you do follow eBay, if you're an eBay seller and you want a little more information, you do get, matter of fact, that's another reason I want to close the thing off because I'm already running into I'm going to be a little late listening to it. You can listen to the archive stuff. They're on right now. Pacific Coast time, it's 11 a.m. where they are, so that's when they broadcast the show. East Coast, I'm in New York, so it comes on at 2 o'clock. On Thursdays, their shows run from 2 to 4. On Tuesdays, it goes from 2 to 5 because they do the eBay Reseller Hour. You might want to check into this. You can go to it now and listen to what they got. Check it out. I'm not getting anything for this here. I'm just throwing a segue. It's like a little segue lead into it, you know. I don't get anything out of this here. So if anybody thinks, oh, maybe the guy's going to get some from eBay, no. eBay Radio is not affiliated with me in any way. The only way I'm affiliated with eBay is because I'm a seller. But I am not getting anything for theirs, no affiliates or anything like that. Check it out. And like it says over here, helping you achieve and maintain top-rated seller status. They go over some good points. They bring good people on there, top-rated sellers. You can learn from them, okay? And I picked up quite a few tips from them, from you know, Lee and Griff. They're very good talk hosts, you know, on eBay Radio. I don't know. I mean, this is, I think, I don't know how many years they've been around. They've been around quite some time now, eBay Radio. But definitely check them out. You could also call in. Here's the numbers right over here. It says call in free anytime during today's show. Right over here, 888-723-4630. And you can call